Yes, we are live now. Let me just open up the presentation. Cool. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to LeapScholar's YouTube channel. So we're back with another live, and today we have with us our international education expert Taru as well, joining me for this live session, and we'll be answering a lot of your questions on UK specifically. And as we know, UK is now going to open for January 2023. And yeah, so we have Taru with us, and she's mentored over 1,000+ students in her career, specifically, counseling them for the UK universities. And so she'll be answering a lot of questions. So guys, if you can hear us, if you can see us, just type hi in the chat box. And also, before we start the session, to start your journey for the UK, you can also get in touch with the counselors. So there is a link in the description box which you can access. You can sign up for a session, and you can speak with one of our counselors one-on-one, and they'll help you with all the information you need in terms of university shortlisting, visa processing, if you want to do a master's with placements, or maybe what is the fee, how to apply for the visa, and everything included. So do get in touch with us. Hi Saikat, hi Vishal, hi Kamil, hi Shivam. Great. So we already have questions floating in. So Taru, the first question, I think, which is a very, very common question we get from a lot of students is, will PSW stop in 2023? I think I've answered this question a lot. So I would like you to elaborate as well a bit on this, please.
Sure, Saket, thank you so much. And hello, everybody. It's great that you're joining us today. Well, to start with, we don't have any information as such that PSW would be abolished, because it's just been launched. And moreover, if any changes that happen on the, on the immigration policies or in regards with student policies, UK government doesn't do it instantly. There are a lot of official communication that is sent across on the newspaper, on the website. Consultants are informed beforehand, and a lot more. You can actually check it out on the website. And there's no plan in the near future to, just abolish this thing. So I think that's more like a myth which is going in the market from many people, and a lot of students have been asking this, but that's just be relaxed. It's just a myth.
Right. So guys, I hope this answers the question. So next question we have, guys, start posting your questions, because this session is only for half an hour. So be quick, start typing, and let us answer all your questions you have. So we have one question from Fats. So class 10, 86.4, class 12, 93. I would want to go for MBA in UK, Canada, US for top colleges like Rotman. How much do I need in UG in India in BBA and Gmat score? Well, to answer your question very, very quickly, you have a great profile, 93 in 12th. And I would say a first-class degree at your undergraduate level. Plus, in Canada and US, most universities will ask for a Gmat score. But I think you're missing out on one thing, that is after UG, you would need at least 3 years of experience to get into a top school like this. UK, however, there would be some universities, including top universities, that will not require Gmat, but will still require 3 years of work experience after your bachelor's. I hope that answers your question. Also, one more thing, just make sure that you get involved in a lot of societies at college, because extracurriculars play a very, very important role in admissions to these top universities. Next up, Taru, we have a question from Rajat. He wants to ask that I have 80+ in English 12th. Will IELTS be needed or not?
Okay. Also due to the rush in application. Okay. All right, Rajat, to answer your question, UK universities state that if you have scored more than 70% in your year 12th English exam, and you're preferably from CBSE or ICSE board, IELTS is waived off. And even they consider some of the regional, state boards like Maharashtra board, West Bengal board. However, this we get to know only when we apply to the university, because they see the whole profile, not just one aspect. So the chances are that you may get the waiver, but to get a confirmation, once you apply, you can apply without IELTS. And when you get the offer letter, university would let you know whether that's required or not. I hope that answers your question.
Right. Taru, the next question we have is from Vicky, and he's asking, can you please suggest some universities for masters in civil engineering in the UK?
For civil engineering, I would say go for any of the Russell Group universities. Let me just think about, so let's say Manchester, Sheffield University, and you have also Imperial College, University of Bath. And if you want to go for non-Russell Group universities, then you can probably choose from Coventry University, University of East London. Actually, lot of options to choose from. And we let you know, I mean, we do a short listing of universities for you according to your percentage and according your budget also.
Right. Cool. So the next question we have is from Vishal. I've already have a master's from India. I'm planning for MSc in the UK. So what are the chances of visa? I think UK is pretty flexible with the second master's anyway, but I think, just correct me if I'm wrong, Taru, the second master's ideally should be in a field which is identical to your previous master's, but again, it should not be very, very similar. So you cannot do a second master's in finance if you already have a master's in finance.
Well, Saki, just to what I've seen is universities are okay with giving you an offer letter, but visa might be a bit risky in this case. So look for an alternative qualification just to be on the safe side.
Yeah, so I think what I normally recommend to most students is, who've already done masters, go for MBAs. So I think that's kind of considered a superior degree. So a lot of universities do accept you, and plus I think you would have some sort of experience as well. So yeah, you can try for an MBA, but again, masters most probably try and look for an alternate degree which kind of matches your profile. So giving an idea here, maybe if you have a master's in civil engineering, you can go for a master's in construction management as well. So I think that will make a lot more sense. Next up, we have a question from Kamil. Diploma in mechanical 85% and BE mechanical with 89%, preparing for Ielts, and I'm working in quality control department. So suggest me a few good universities and what is the average fee. Okay, so Kamil, basically for you, you can either do engineering management, project management. You can also do masters in management and related course. And if you already, if you want to work within the technical side of things, so a masters of engineering in mechanical engineering is also a good option. Good universities, like Taru also mentioned earlier, you can choose from a number of Russell Group universities. And the fee range would ideally start from somewhere, around £15,000 for the whole course. And it goes all the way up to 35 to 40,000 pounds as well, depending on which university you go to. So something like Imperial College or UCL would be on the higher side. And something like Coventry or Manchester Met or Sheffield Hallam or these kind of universities will be on the lower side of the spectrum. So around 15 to 18 and 15 to 20, I would say ideally. And the other top universities somewhere above 30,000 pounds for the whole course. Cool. Next up, we have a question from Rohit, a health sciences graduate, food science and technology, biomedical science, MPH. Which of following is the best for me?
What is he?
He's a health science graduate.
Okay.
He says he's a health sciences graduate. And he's confused between food sciences and technology, biomedical sciences, or public health.
Well, if you want to go for non-clinical stream, then you can probably go for public health. If you want to stick with the clinical subjects, then biomedical is equally good. And what was the other one that he wanted to know? Biomedical and
biomedical science.
Yeah, biomedical is very, and there's a specific course in food and nutrition as well. You can probably look at that also, like or there's a particular program, biotechnology and food sciences also. So many options are there. You can get the profile evaluation done, and you need to basically decide whether you want to go to the clinical side or the non-clinical side.
Right. Cool. So next question we have from Rohan, and he's asking, hey Saket, I recently accepted offer from Exeter for MSc Finance. What are my job prospects after graduation? So Rohan, Exeter is one of the top universities in the UK and it's part of the Russell Group as well. And it's a great uni. Plus, I think The best part about Exeter is because, the kind of cost of living goes considerably down because Exeter is a small town. But again, you don't compromise on the quality of the education. And, Russell Group graduates are one of the most highly in-demand graduates in the UK. So I think you made the right choice. Exeter is actually a very, very good uni. Next up, Uday. Getting visa sponsorship job is tough in the UK with no prior experience. Okay, cool. Uday, so let me answer your question in this way. So if you think that getting a sponsorship, visa sponsorship job is tough in the UK without prior experience, then you can also try for masters with placement years. So usually what happens is you study for 1 year and you work for 1 year, which gives you a first-hand British experience, work experience, which allows you to transit into the workforce pretty easily. But again, they have been, I don't see any problem in getting a visa sponsorship job. Reason being, getting a job will entirely depend on what kind of skill set you bring to the table. And yes, if you have a good degree, if you have, good skill set, I don't see any problem in getting a visa sponsored job. Cool. Next question is from Facts again. Let me just answer, everyone's question, guys, because I want to address everyone in this session today. So I think you already have asked one question earlier. Rajiv is asking. मेरी फाइल को 65 days हो गए हैं in the visa office and there's no response for September intake. So what should I do?
How many days it has been?
He says 65 days. That's pretty unusual, right?
Yeah. For student visa application. See, guys, I know that the visas were delayed because of the Ukrainian visa. UK High Commission was very much involved with granting those visas, and that was the priority. But now I think they have kind of speed up their student visa application. So if you're looking for student visa application, there are certain forum wherein you can make an inquiry, or I would suggest either make an inquiry on your own or talk to your consultant through whom.
Right, and I believe there is an email address as well where you can check your status on the visa as well. You can email the British High Commission in India. So go check that out, Rajiv. I hope that answers the question. Next up, Taru, we have a question from Gauri. She's asking, can you suggest universities for masters in psychology?
Yes. Now, if you have a really high percentage, you can probably look at King's College. Other than that, for psychology, other options, there are many options for psychology field also, just to name a few. So you can look at Sheffield, you can look at Coventry University. It will just, actually the offer letter will depend upon the percentage. So these are what I think of as of now.
And I think most universities in the UK offer psychology as a master's option anyway.
Yeah.
So you have ample number of options. Cool. Next up, we have a question from Vishal. How's University of Sunderland for MSc in Finance and Management?
I would say, all the universities are good. It depends upon your expectations, and also if you want to see how the university is performing in terms of employability rate or course curriculum, you can always check the QS ranking, wherein you can just search UK universities ranking, and they also give you a brief synopsis about how universities are and what are their USPs.
Yeah. I hope that answers your question, Vishal. Next up, we have a question from Chalmi, and she's asking about Aston for MSc Business and Management. So quickly answering your question, Chalmi, Aston is a Triple Crown accredited school, which means the business school is accredited by the EQUIS, AMBA, and AACSB. So only 1% of these schools across the world are accredited by these three bodies. So yes, Aston is one of the top universities for business in the UK. So definitely a good choice. Next up, Shelby is asking a question, is Jmat or GRE required apart from Ielts for business masters for MSc management? I'm not really, I don't think so Jmat is anyway required in the UK for MSc management in any university whatsoever. Some universities may, but not every university will require.
Absolutely.
Right. Next up, we have a question from AD, which is the affordable university for marketing management. I think, Taru, I think plenty options, right, for marketing?
Right. So affordable ones, I think we can probably University of Hertfordshire or Greenwich University. These are very economical universities. University of East Anglia.
Yeah. I hope that answers your question. Next up, I have a question from One for All. I've done BE Mechanical 2019. I have a 2-year experience in design, but I'm looking for an MSc in IT, and I'm getting from offer from some university on conversion course. What do you think?
Well,
I think I would need.
Yeah, Saket, please go ahead.
No, you were saying something.
I'm just saying that in UK, because I mean they don't have any hiccups as with changing of the stream, and if you can show how the course would benefit you in the long run, and you can show the gradual progression, you can actually go for it.
Cool. I hope that answers your question. Rajesh, is it better to move to the UK through study route or go for work visa route to get ILR? Okay, let me just answer this question for once and all. So guys, yes, there is a possibility you can move to the UK on work route as well if you're able to get a sponsored job from India. But again, that's a very, very long process, and you would have to apply to thousands of jobs, and then obviously people from all over the world would be competing for it. But if you go to study route, you're already in the UK, you already would have a British degree. So that will kind of enhance your chances more. So I would any day recommend study route over the conventional work route for the UK. Cool. Asad is asking, my 12th is 65% CBSE and my undergraduate it is 80% from a recognized university, BTech ECE. Will that affect my admission to Russell Group universities? So he has a 65% in 12th and 80% in UG.
Yeah, it should not affect anyways, because you have really a good percentage in your BTech. So you can actually go for data science easily. You should get an offer from one of the Russell Group universities, I feel.
Right. I hope that answers the question, Asad. Next up, we have a question from Raj, 6.52 CGPA. I want to do masters in UK in finance. Can I get admission into Russell Group like LSE, Edinburgh, Manchester, Glasgow? Is there a scope of finance in the UK, and what about PR? So plenty of questions, Raj. I think 6.52 CGPA, LSE, Edinburgh, Manchester. I'm not really sure about these universities, these three. But Glasgow, I think we can try. But although it's not 100%. But again, Raj, you would have some other options as well within Russell Group, such as I would say Cardiff, or maybe you can try Newcastle, or maybe even Exeter. But again, we would have to apply. Again, there would be other factors which also come into play, which is your SOP and LORs, how strong they are. So again, you need very, very strong SOP and very strong LORs as well. Scope for finance, yes, London is one of the financial hubs of the world. And PR, I think I've done enough videos on YouTube. You can just go and check them out. And I've explained exhaustively how to get a PR in the UK. Next up, we have question from Shivam Chavla. So Shivam is asking that how much one can earn through industrial placements in the UK? Well, that's very interesting question, Shivam. So I'm releasing a video on masters with industrial placement. It's coming on YouTube soon or on our channel. So just I was speaking to a few students and a few university reps as well. So you can earn anywhere between 11,000 to 25,000 pounds for 1 year if you go for industrial placement. However, that being said, the average earning from industrial placement in the UK is around 18,000 pounds, 18,670 pounds to be exact. But again, that will vary from university to university and the subject you study and the city you live in. So do check with your university first and then enroll into a master's placement here. I hope that answers your question. Next up, Anchal Sharma. I think, Taru, this is a very commonly asked question. Which course should I select after bachelor's in computer applications? So after BCA, which course would you recommend? I think plenty of options.
Okay, yeah, I would say the same. Plenty of options. You can, if you're interested in numbers, look at data analytics or data sciences, or else you can go for any of the applications, master's program in computer application. You can look for specializations like machine learning, artificial intelligence. Ideally, you need to first decide your area of interest, and then you can look at the options available.
Great. Anchal, I hope that answers your question. Yuvraj, very interesting question. If you were a student, which country will you choose in terms of lifestyle and travel, UK or Canada? Okay, so I'll answer it from my personal experience as well. And see, I always tell people that the choice of country changes as per your career goal. For me, I think UK, I'm pretty much biased about the UK because I've lived in that country for almost 5 to 6 years of my life. Uh, However, that being said, but I think UK offers one of the most value for money degrees and one of the most renowned degrees in the world. So I'll give you an idea. Studying, in Australia or maybe some other country or Canada, if you look at comparable universities, uh, a degree from King's College will cost you cheaper than, let's say, University of Toronto. Do you think that makes sense? Just because it's 1 year in duration, and you save on living costs, and obviously in terms of travel as well. When you stay in the UK, it's very easy to travel to Europe. So you just need one visa and you can roam around EU. So if you're looking at travel, lifestyle, and I think UK is very centrally located. So if you want to travel to America, it's 8 hours. If you travel to Asia, it's 8 hours again. So it's very centrally located. So just purely based on lifestyle and travel, I would say UK, I'll choose any day. Cool. Next question. Nilesh, 8.5 CGPA. Masters of Fine Arts in 3D animation I want to do in Canada, but I don't see any masters in my field from Canada. Kindly suggest me a good country to stay back. So 3D animation, Taru, I think a lot of UK universities do have these programs, right?
Yeah. And if you want to stay back, UK is one option. Another option is Australia, because they offer you really a 3 to 4 years of work permit, after which you can apply for PR as well.
Right. So Nilesh, I think if you're looking to stay back, then like Taru said, either UK or Australia would be great. Yes, Canada is not a very popular country, and anyway, they don't have much to offer in terms of masters in 3D animation. So UK will definitely make more sense. Next up, we have a question from Rajat. How helpful is a placement year? So Rajat, I think placement year is basically where you work with a local employer, a British employer, and you get a first-hand experience of how things work in corporate, which university does not teach you. Plus, you also get to earn as well, and at the same time, a lot of students also get their placements overseas in Europe or America. Especially a few universities do that, like University of Bath. So they do offer placement years abroad if you wish. Some students also choose to study abroad in a partner university in some other part of the world. So it's very helpful in terms of if you looking at finances. It also adds to your CV. Plus, once you have a local experience on your CV, it kind of enhances your job prospects as well. Interesting question by Saikat Roy. Which country will be good in terms of return of investment and job market, US or UK? Okay. I have my answer ready, Taru. What's your answer?
I would say, see, I will give my vote to UK. Why? Because now you can stay back and you're just investing 1 year. In the second year, you are busy earning back your tuition fee. However, in the US, you will have to, kind of invest around maybe extra money in the second year. You may not be able to find work that easy. Part-time or job options are also limited. In UK, you can work off campus. So a lot of benefits are there with UK. And I think return on investment is really great in UK, because after 1 year, if you're getting master's qualification, I mean, it's really incredible.
Right. Cool. I hope that answers the question, Saikat. Next, we have a question from Lucky. Do Russell Group universities provide placement years? Unfortunately, I don't think so. There's any, right?
Well, I think there are a couple of universities, but we'll have to check, which course you're going for, whether that course has the placement year or not.
Yeah. But again, I'm not really sure because I've not heard of Russell Group universities offering placement here. But again, I think we would have to check, like Taru said. But again, I
Yeah,
think
like
one university
Sheffield,
which
I
comes,
think.
Sheffield
Sheffield,
has,
I
okay.
think. Yeah.
But I think one of the top university which offers, placement years is University of Bath and Loughborough. Although they're not Russell Group, but again, they're very, very reputed in terms of, sciences and engineering programs. Cool. Next up, question from Rahul. 12th, 58%, BCom 56%, which is the best MSc and universities which are best for me. I think you can choose modern universities, right, with this score, the 58%.
Sorry, which one? MSc and
Rahul,
universities. Okay.
no, 12th, that's it. That's the other question. So this is the another question. So he has 12th, 58%, and BCom 56%.
Which is the best MSc universities which are best for me? With 58%, I think you can look at Greenwich University because they would give you admission at 55%. University of Bedfordshire. I can just think of two names right now.
Cool. Sabir, I've completed my studies in 2014 as an automobile engineer. So your question is incomplete. Please post the full question. So I'll take 2-3 more questions and wind up this session. Devashri Sharma, how is Oxford Brookes University for MSc International Business Management? Devashri, Oxford Brookes is a modern university, which means it was established post 1992. But again, if you check out the QS rankings, it's one of the highest, I would say, one of the highly rated modern universities in the UK, I think, which is ranked amongst top 500 as well globally. So definitely a very good university, and they have really good industry connections as well. So a good choice if you're looking, and plus it's affordable as well as compared to, let's say, if you compare it to some Russell Group universities. So yeah, it's a good university and it's affordable as well at the same time. Okay, I'm not picking up questions which are like asked by the same people again. Jamil Patel, could you please sort out possibly the best field to pursue master's level degree after bachelor's in civil engineering? Will entirely depend on you. So ideally, you can do a master's in civil if you want to. You can also do project management or engineering management degree. You can also do construction management, right? And the last, you can also do master's in management or an MBA if you have experience. Although there will be some MBAs which will also accept you without work experience. So plenty of options, Jamil. It will entirely depend on you which field you're more interested in. Do you want to stay, towards the technical side of things, or do you want to go towards the management side of things? So if you want to go to management, more towards the managing part, I think construction management or an MBA or an MIM would be a better choice. Otherwise, go for a civil engineering degree master's. Cool. Next up, we have a question from Pavitra. Hello, sir and ma'am. I want to do master's in clinical psychology. I have 82% in my UG, couple internship, research, and good NGO experience. Will that land me in a good uni?
So what's the percentage here?
She's got 84. But for clinical psychology, I think we need the conversion course, right?
Right.
So Pavitra, I think you do have a very good profile. But I think if you want to choose the psychology specialization, a lot of UK universities would require you to do a conversion course. So normally what happens is you need to have your degree accredited, your undergraduate degree accredited by the BPC, which is a British Psychological, BPS, British Psychological Society. And obviously, because you studied from India, so that degree will not be classified as BPS accredited. So check with the respective university. But again, I would say for psychology related programs, one of the top university which comes to my mind, and with 84%, I would say you can easily get into King's College London. Cool. I'll take one more question and then we can wind up this session and we'll come back with another session. Next up is, can I study in the UK without IELTS? Yes, Shiroy, you can. So like Taru also mentioned earlier in one of her answers she gave, A lot of UK universities will offer you an IELTS waiver if you have 70% or above in your 12th grade English, specifically CBSE and ISC boards. But again, there are so many universities, including the top ones, such as Bristol or Durham. All these universities will still give you IELTS favors, even if you're from a state board, and that too very specific state boards. Like not all state boards are accepted. So something like, I would say, Maharashtra, West Bengal, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu are generally accepted by UK universities for IELTS waivers. Cool. Thank you so much, guys. We'll be winding up this session and we'll be back with another session soon. So stay tuned to our YouTube channel and start, just if you want any information, watch out for more live sessions. So we're going to do more of these live sessions now. I'll see you next time, and just keep watching the videos. And if you have any query, just post it in the comments of the videos and we'll be happy to answer them. Thank you so much, Taru. Thank you so much for answering the questions. It was nice having you here today.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you guys for your time today.
Thank you.
Okay, I guess